Our long watch has ended. It is finally over. The Denver Nuggets have won 10 games in a row for the first time in the Nikola Jokic era. We're going to talk about it next year on Locked On Nuggets.
You are Locked On Nuggets, your daily Denver Nuggets podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
The job is done. We can go home now.
Welcome into Locked On Nuggets, your daily Denver Nuggets podcast, parts of the Locked On Network, your team every day. Thank you so much for tuning into tonight's episode, being an everyday or making us your first listen as we bring you the good news from on high. The Denver Nuggets have won 10 games in a row for the first time in a long time. My name is Ryan Blackburn, host here at Locked On Nuggets, also over at the Pickaxe and Roll podcast with Mile High Sports. He is Matt Moore at HB Basketball, at the Denver Dig, Hardwood Paroxysm, and also the host of Locked On NBA Daily, which you should check out. And I'm sure Matt will be bringing this game up in the morning as well. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about, hey, things have gotten really simple for the Nuggets over the course of the weekend. Going to be very interesting to see how they play it out, but I think the understanding is there. We'll talk about it later. Sixth man of the year, Tim Hardaway Jr. That's going to be something. The Nuggets find a way, though, to get their first 10-game win streak of the Nikola Jokic era against the Memphis Grizzlies.
They did it!
136 to 119.
It's done.
It's done. We don't ever have to talk about it anymore.
It's all like who cares about it? Who cares about the championship? They won 10 games in a row. They finally did it. It's done. We got it.
They finally did it. That's all people really need to know. This game, Matt, it's a classic tank game from the Memphis Grizzlies, where they have 27 guys that are on the injury reports, or that's about as many names as I personally read. And so they bring a chuck it up 3-point spacing style where it's drive and kick until you get an open three.
Yeah.
And Denver has had problems with that style this year, just in terms of preventing the good shots, preventing the open threes. And that looked like it was going to be a problem in the first half, where the Memphis Grizzlies go 13 of 27 from three and looked like, hey, they could set another record tonight. But they finished 19 of 50, which means they shoot 6 of 23 from three in the second half as they cool down and the Nuggets get it done. What stood out to you about this win tonight?
It wasn't like a classic tank job, because the new classic tank job is they would have pulled Cedric Coward in the fourth, and Cedric played in the fourth quarter and had 11 points and looked great. Like, they played their guys. They just only had 4, 5, 8 guys. That's it. They only had 8 guys, and they played all 8 guys. I asked them all after the game if it was a little tough about when teams were shooting like this. He was like, he's like, that's actually a really good point. He's like, they were shooting shots that you don't expect them to take, because they're not in rhythm and they're not off driving kicks and they're not shots that you would expect them to take. Adam kind of mentioned that there were guys that this happened in the last game too, where it's like guys that you label as non-shooters just are draining it, just getting them up and hitting them. Now, I still am kind of like, hey, how about we just like guard the 3-point line hyper aggressively and just like do that first? How about we worry about that first and then leave absolutely everything else as acceptable? If they score 100 times on Nikola Jokic on layups, that's fine. It's not great for the highlights. Who cares? Don't let them hit threes. But like, that third quarter, they did the thing, man. They just like they didn't even wait till the fourth. They came out and did the thing in the third quarter.
Yeah.
You know, like Tim has 10 points in that third quarter with layups and 2 threes. Cam 4 or 5 in the third quarter for 9 points. Yoke grabs 10 rebounds with 3 dimes in that third. Like, Yoke didn't even have to do anything in that third quarter. +4. It was just 4 points. +17. And it is funny to me that the last 2 games have literally been might even go back to the Spurs game, if we're going to be honest. It's literally like, what if we let you shoot so unsustainably hot that you can't possibly sustain it, that your arms will be so tired from the sheer amount of open 3-pointers that you're shooting that even you professional athletes cannot keep up, and you start missing, and then we will take over.
Yeah, can't even handle it. Can't even handle just how open you are at this point. The Nuggets facilitating the open shots at the beginning and then making them slightly more contested, and you're just a little bit more tired, especially at altitude. It's not a bad strategy. It's not a good strategy, but it's not a bad strategy. So Denver, I think they clean things up over the course of games, or at least that has been sort of how it's been for the Nuggets in the past, like really, well, during the streak. But they did give up 72 points to the Grizzlies in this version of the Grizzlies, which is not exactly great in the first half, but they only give up 47 in the second half.
Yeah. I mean, do you feel like they played good defense in the second half?
It was marginally better. It wasn't a significant improvement. It was a marginal improvement for, like, there were fewer threes that they gave up overall, which is good. But for me, like, they didn't allow as many drives to the rim in the second half. I don't think, like, there were plenty more times where they were just cutting things off, doing a nice job, and then it was not as many second possessions. It was very much a one and done kind of thing for the Grizz.
May I playfully roast you?
Oh, sure.
So JV picks up his 5th foul. Let me set the stage here. So I sit next to Ryan. I sit 2 seats down from Ryan, and poor Vinny Benedetto is in the middle of us. And I've asked Vinny like 100 times if he wants to move, and every time Vinny's like, "Nope, I like being in the middle." I'm like, "Okay, all right, Vinny."
I think it's just because it's his assigned seat, personally.
So every time that there is a call on especially on one of the stars, you can hear Ryan, just the disgust in his voice. Ugh, that call, what? Ugh. And every time that Jonas Valanciunas picks up a foul, Ryan Blackburn is like, "What are you doing, Val? God, clearly a foul."
Clearly.
So he picks up
no benefit of the doubt whatsoever, unfortunately.
He picks up his 5th foul.
Yeah.
And Ryan, like, I could see, did you tweet something? Because it looked like you were turning around to like fire off the take.
I did tweet something. I will pull it up while you say this.
And as he does that, Valanciunas immediately turns around and scores 10 points in that quarter, is a +4, and puts the game away. Like, it's like floater, hook shot, dunk, floater, block, like, puts the game away. It was incredible. It was just absolutely incredible. It was high comedy.
What I tweeted was actually in the first half about Jonas Valanciunas. It was Nuggets celebrate Jonas Valanciunas' 1,000th game, but he's not having fun out there right now. He just picked up 4 fouls in 4 minutes, DeMarcus Cousins style. That was in the first half. I did give him credit in the second half, settled in after getting hit with a bunch of fouls, and he's been an absolute monster in the paint against the undersized Grizzlies, which is what it should be. And Denver, and Jamal said this post game too. He's like, if we wanted to, we could throw the ball into Val and into Nikola every single possession against this Grizzlies team if they want. But, like, they're working on things. They're trying to improve in their mechanisms. They know that like this was a fake game in that manner. Like, those guys are not going to be defended like that against the 6'8" Taylor Hendricks and Okani and some of these other guys that are out there. Jemai Mashak, who was pretty good in this game going off the dribble.
He's good.
He's pretty good. So is Cedric Coward, for what it's worth. And Tariq Whitehead went 2 of 10 from 3, but he shot the sexiest 2 3-pointers you'll ever see. Insane. Like, just sometimes it works that way. But no, I struggle to give Valanciunas the benefit of the doubt, and it is a failing of mine, and I probably need to be better at it. I look at the way that these mechanisms are going to go for Denver once the playoffs hit, and I'm thinking, I don't know how this is going to end up.
Yeah, I mean, I just look. Here's what I genuinely think the Nuggets fans should do with Val. Okay, accept that he's not going to play every game. that if you get in a series and small ball's getting killed, he probably needs to play to try and see.
Yeah.
You're hoping that he comes in and it's like, holy crap, Jonas Valanciunas just rattled off a 10-2 run. The Nuggets are back in it.
Yeah.
And then like doesn't have to do anything. And even if he plays the rest of the series and is only like a -2, -4, like there could be series where it's like, it's fine. But when they got Valanciunas, at no point, if I had asked everybody when they got Valanciunas, oh, do you think he can play in the Thunder series?
No.
Swipe might have said yes.
Yeah.
He's crazy. But like you and I would have been like, no. Under no circumstances can.
That's not why they got him. Like they got him to help get through the regular season and these games.
Yeah. So like it's gonna be Spencer and AG. That's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be the small ball unit with either Spencer or AG or both. And that's just like what it's gonna be in that series. But if they face Houston and it's Clint Capella, I don't care. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. I don't hate it. I think that's a great idea. And I think it's a great usage for him. I think back to the 2023 championship run, and I think back to DeAndre Jordan's minutes and how pretty ugly the regular season for that was in terms of them trying to integrate him and him trying to kind of figure out how he could still be effective in this role. And then playoffs rolled around and he actually, like, he didn't play every night, but in the very few games that he did play, it was 2 or 3 minute bursts, and it was great. He did exactly what they wanted to do.
Do I want Jonas Valanciunas versus the Wolves small ball second unit with Naz Reid and Julius Randle? No, I do not. No, that's absolutely a small ball unit.
Yeah.
Do I want him versus the Lakers when they go to Jackson Hayes? I don't know that I mind it. It's going to be like pick and roll, right? But it's like, look, if you're playing anybody, you're going to be in trouble in that. Your problem is like it's gonna be Luka Doncic and now Austin Reeves if you're playing them.
Yeah, he's just gonna step back over your 6'8" small ball center. That's just how it's gonna go.
That's how it's gonna go. So like it's fine. It's fine. But pretty good night though. I thought Bruce was electric. I thought Bruce was absolutely electric in this game.
Some of the steals coming from behind was really, really impressive. He just continues to be extremely helpful. Julian Strawther had a chase down block in transition. That was really nice. Christian Brown scored early. Jamal Murray scored throughout. Nikola Jokic got a triple double. His like every time it feels like he's getting these in the third quarter at some point. And then Cam Johnson, how about that second half? He had a really nice performance.
22 minutes for AG.
22? That's perfectly fine.
Only 31 for Jokic is totally fine. It was light 31 minutes.
Yeah.
Jamal played 35 minutes because that's just how life is now. But
Jamal had some tape around the knees.
Why'd you say it?
I mean, that's it is factually true. Like it was
okay. But now on the other side.
Okay.
Matt will tell you why everyone freaking out over every little injury we got to stop this, guys. Yeah. I'm going to implore you to understand how the human body works when we come back on Locked On Nuggets.
All right. Ryan's going to tell you about Way Day. Way Day is here, and you've been thinking about upgrading your space. This is the time to do it. We're talking about some of the best deals of the year on furniture, decor, outdoor essentials, everything you need to refresh your home. During Way Day, Wayfair is offering up to 80% off with fast and free shipping on everything, making it easy to find pieces that fit your style and your budget. It is super easy to filter through by style, price, size, so you're not wasting your time scrolling. The reviews and photos help you get a really good feel and confident about what you're actually getting, whether it's upgrading a room, adding outdoor pieces, or just finding something that ties your space together. It makes the whole process simple from start to finish. Way Day is the sale to shop the best deals in home. And we're talking up to 80% off with fast and free shipping on everything. Head on over to wayfair.com April 25th through the 27th to shop Way Day. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair, every style, every home. We are also brought to you today by Game Time. There's nothing like being in an NBA arena. The crowd, the energy, the moments, getting tickets, though, that part isn't always so simple. That's why Game Time has become the go-to app for scoring tickets fast without the hassle. It puts the advantage back where it belongs with the fans. The arena was great tonight. Always enjoy when Nuggets fans, like, you find a little way to get the intensity into the game, into the arena. Not necessarily the best opponent, but you could get these tickets really cheap with the all-in price upfront feature on Game Time. All you got to do is pick an upcoming NBA game, and you have tickets locked in within minutes. There's no surprise fees at checkout, and the zone deal stood out. You can choose the section, Game Time picks the seats, and then you save. Everything feels quick, intuitive, and stress-free from start to finish. So take the guesswork out of buying NBA tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDON for $20 off your first purchase. That's code LOCKEDON for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today, and remember, it's gametime.co, not .com. We'll be right back on Locked On Nuggets. All right, we are back. Locked On Nuggets. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. Folks, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Would really, really appreciate it. I committed a faux pas. There, Matt. I talked about an injury. I talked about ice bags. I talked about a guy who's getting post-game treatment, which he does every single night. The unique situation with this one was that Jamal Murray had his leg. It was wrapped very tightly around like from calf to thigh, basically, was the tape on both sides. But it's maintenance. This is not something that Nuggets fans should be overly concerned about.
Yeah, I mean, so like he walked out with it, right? So usually the guys ice after the game, and then they get cut off, and then they get dressed and they leave, right? Mm-hmm. And Jamal went to the car, drove home with the ice on his legs,
which is wild.
Usually his dad picks him up. He was walking to the garage, so I sent me.
Maybe. Yeah.
My only thing is just Nuggets fans are so Aaron got hit in the nuts tonight, and everyone panicked.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, "Oh God!" And I'm like, "Guys, he just got hit in the he got hit in the nuts. It's okay.
A post-weight fourth wing baby.
It's okay. It's okay. It's gonna be all right. These are athletes." They get bumped, they get hit. This stuff happens. It's okay. And is it good that Jamal was wrapping his knees after? No, he's got knee soreness. It's not good, but it's also, and somebody was like, Jokic had a huge wrap on his back, blah blah blah. And I'm just like, guys, he's had back problems off and on for years.
Yeah. And
this is just part of it.
Yeah.
And it's not that it can't become a problem. It can, but deal with it when it becomes a problem. I feel like Nuggets fans are so, I feel like if a guy gets a paper cut, people are going to be like, oh my God, is he anemic?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it's chill. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's going to be okay. It's going to be all right.
As somebody who played, high level high school sports over here, you go to get treatments every single day. You go to treatments, you go through the process, and you're not always showing up on the injury report as a probable or a questionable or a doubtful in those situations. Sometimes, for what these guys go through, they don't show up on the injury report, but it doesn't mean that they're not getting iced. They're not maintaining. They're not doing a whole bunch of stuff just to keep themselves prepared to play at the highest levels possible. So this is a very common thing. Don't overthink it on this. It's really okay.
I understand why you're traumatized.
Yeah, truly.
I am just trying to for your own good, be it's okay. It's all right. Let the guys play basketball. It is cool. It's going to be all right. Because in our Discord, which you should join at LockedOnNuggets.supercast.com and join all great conversations. Vibe has been awesome because they're winning. The conversation is literally about oh my God, why are the starters still in? And I'm just because there's time left in the game. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right. And I totally get it.
It was a 15 to 16 point margin there with 5-6 minutes left to go. And we've seen Denver blow a way worse lead than that before. So come on, guys, it's really okay.
I like Grace. I'd rather freak out and be pleasantly surprised. Fair.
that's me. That's me to a T.
Ryan.
Right
That is the Ryan for sure.
Let's talk about Tim Hardaway Jr., who it only played 19 minutes tonight. Denver was able to get him a little bit less in terms of the overall need for him. He had 13 points, 3 of 8 from 3, according to the box score that I'm reading, 5 of 10 from the field, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, plus 13, led the bench in a positive plus minus there. It's kind of come out of not nowhere for me. But in terms of thinking about him as a true sixth man of the year candidate, the first time that I really thought about it in terms of these other guys, because usually you have guys like Peyton Pritchard and Naz Reid and players who are doing a whole bunch of like stat stuffing in the bunch of different categories versus a guy like Tim Hardaway Jr., who is a specific shooter off the bench. He fills a more specific niche for what the Nuggets do, but he's been so good at it and just set the like second in the Nuggets franchise history and in single season threes behind a guy named Jamal. Say it again.
Who'd he pass for that?
Somebody who I mentioned to you about his very specific niche, small skill sets that he only ever does shooting, and Tim Hardaway is somehow better than Michael Porter Jr. The only skill that Tim Hardaway
that's
Mike brings
impossible.
to the
They can't replace Mike. That's impossible.
No way.
No, I do hate how this conversation has evolved because like I try to be really, I really appreciated the way that Mike played basketball here. Mike gave his all when he was Denver Nugget. I wrote like a lot about that, about what Mike sacrificed. So I don't want it to mean it, but it is just kind of funny that Tim Hardaway comes in and immediately passes that record.
It wasn't hard, by the way. Like you just have to be ready to shoot and in position. And Michael wasn't always in the best position.
Yeah. I asked him after the game. I asked him about, say, hey, you're 33, and he was like 34, and I was like, okay, 34. I was like, why are you a better shooter now than you were at 27 or 25? And he was like, it's just reads. He's like, it's understanding the difference in a good open shot and a bad open shot, and what's a better open shot, and understanding which of those. And this is kind of all the things that I've talked about where people just get really caught up on box score stuff, and the understanding of what the play needs to look like, what the right decision is something that this team has in droves. They are so smart. And I know that bothers some people, but that's why they're the best offense in the NBA this season by a wide margin. Yeah. They are the best half-court offense. They're best overall offense. They're the best after timeout offense. Like all of these things, they are the best. They are unbelievable offensively. And it's because all their guys know the right play to make. They don't have any slippage in terms of what the play. You make the wrong play and you're going to lead either a less than ideal shot, even if it goes in, or you're going to lead to the subsequent actions being mucked up. And that never happens with this team. And it's really impressive.
They've stayed true to it.
It's funny you talked about like less of the overall numbers. That's the thing. This has always been a bucket getter award. And I feel better about it going to a guy like Tim Hardaway Jr., who directly contributes to winning, has made a tangible impact and saved games for his team, which Vinny Benedetto asked me, he's like, what do you think about six man? Like, how do you kind of decide it? And I was like, all right, you got to work backwards, right? You're trying to you start with where you want the definition of the award to be, and then you work backwards to try and find how you determine that. And for me, six man is he a guy that has come in and changed games for you? Games that you were losing, that you would have lost, and a guy off the bench comes in and is that difference maker with what he does specifically, right? He's not good enough to be a starter, or because you have more talent, a lot of time that's it. Like Tim's good enough to be a starter. He's just not on this team. Tim has come in and done that. He has hit over 60 more threes than the second highest player off the bench this season. That is a wild figure, shooting 40% from three. So I'll kind of say it. Look, I've said I think AJ Mitchell would probably be my vote for sixth man of the year because you don't have to play 65. But AJ's played so few games, I'm willing to change it. I think Tim Hardaway Jr. should be sixth man of the year.
I like it, and it's funny. Serbian fans could be like, "Oh, you back
Tim Hardaway Jr. You came for this award, but not for MVP.
Yeah,
for the fourth time, mind you."
For what it's worth, I'm reading FanDuel odds right now. We'll talk about them a little bit later. Keldon Johnson's -400 to get sixth man of the year, partially because he was able to campaign for it on ESPN. Jaime Jaquez Jr. is second at +350. Reed Shepherd +3,000. He's started a whole bunch of games lately, so I'm kind of surprised about that. Naz Reid at +5,000, and Tim Hardaway Jr. and AJ Mitchell are both tied at +7,000. So like it does seem like they are not on the radar from an odds perspective, but like I do agree with you that he's got a great case and he should be on a lot of people's ballots when it's all said and done. Do I think he's ultimately going to win it? Probably doesn't have enough momentum. This is a little bit late in the process, but because like people are still thinking about what happened on March 1st and their opinions on March 1st specifically, and that's when they kind of decide this thing, I think.
Maybe we'll see. I think it's still up in the air. I think there's still a chance. I'll make the
I hope
case.
so.
See if we can't get some momentum going for Tim for 6th man of the year.
Yeah, I think he deserves it. He's been extremely steady. It's something that he shot for, and like he has really saved the Nuggets in so many of these games. Okay, why don't we take another break? When we come back, we're going to talk about this upcoming weekend. Denver's got games on Friday and Sunday. We're going to talk about which games matter most and what Denver should be looking for on Locked On Nuggets. All right, folks, let's talk about Indeed. Workplace chaos, deadlines stacking up, inboxes overflowing, and the one position you have to fill is still sitting open. When the pressure's on and you need the right hire, this is a job for sponsored jobs. Indeed Sponsored Jobs helps you reach the people who actually fit what you're looking for with skills, experience, and location. So you're not just hoping the right candidate stumbles across your post. And here's a stat that says it all. In the minute that I've been talking to you, companies like yours made 27 hires on Indeed, according to Indeed data worldwide. So if you're hiring, spend less time searching and more time interviewing candidates who check all the boxes with Indeed Sponsored Jobs. You get less stress, less time, more results. When you need the right person, cut through the chaos. This is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs. Listeners to the show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to help get you the the premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/podcast. Just go to Indeed.com/podcast right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed from this show. Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? That's a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs. We're also brought to you today by BetterHelp. Financial stress is something a lot of people are carrying right now. It's not just about the numbers. It can affect your sleep, your relationships, and your overall mental health in ways that build up over time. And the reality is struggling with money doesn't mean you failed. Sometimes it just means you haven't found the right kind of support. It's something I've thought about. I actually think about this consistently. It's something that I struggle with personally, and the stress that comes with it when you're trying to figure out everything on your own. But you don't have to do that. Expectations, you feel like you have to have everything together. That's not actually true. And now the pressure can spill into other areas of your life. Therapy isn't about financial advice. It's about working through the stress, the anxiety, and the emotions that come with it. With over 30,000 licensed therapists and more than 6 million people served, BetterHelp makes it easier to get matched and start focusing on what you need. When life feels overwhelming, therapy can help. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/LockedOnNBA. That's betterhelp.com/LockedOnNBA. We'll be right back on Locked On Nuggets. Final segment of Locked On Nuggets. Thank you so much for tuning into the show.
Can I have a couple things. One, so I wear a shirt today, and if I button it up, it looks like I look like I am in some sort of I just look very dorky. I look very dorky. And if I unbutton it, I look like I need to have a gold chain and be trying to sell you like a used Buick. I don't like it. I'm very uncomfortable. I want to give a shout out to Nick and Jen who came up to see us pregame in our section. You guys are always, if you're at a Nuggets game, come catch us. Ryan can tell you the section because I don't remember. And
130 to 132.
And it was great to meet them and hear about them. Jen had a little Rocky plush animal. It was great.
Cool. Super cool. All decked out.
Nick's from my neck of the woods up here in Longmont. I'm in Loveland, so that's great. He knows about the plight of driving down here on I-25, the Hellgate. So shout out to them. Some seating news for you. Wolves are now locked into the 6. They can't go up. They can't go down. They are locked into the 6. They're not moving anywhere. Whoever gets the 3rd seed will play the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Suns are now locked into the 7 after tonight. They won, Clippers lost. So they're locked into the 7. Blazers lost as well. Is going to be some order of Clippers, Blazers, and then Warriors. Suns in 7, Wolves in 6. and then some order still of Rockets, Nuggets, Lakers in 3, 4, 5. That is still to be determined. There is still work to do to secure the 3 seed. The magic number is now 2. But that is, by the way, for both. It is important to note this that is for both the Lakers and Rockets.
Yeah.
So if the Rockets win out and they go to 53 wins, they didn't play tonight, right?
So they go to 53 wins. Denver just needs to tie the Rockets specifically.
Yeah.
But if the Lakers and Rockets win out, then Denver needs 2 wins because the Lakers would then have a 3-way tie and they would have the Pacific Division tiebreaker at that point.
Yeah. Yep. That is correct.
So it sucks. Denver, of course, like they still have things to figure out at this point. But they've done all the work that they can over the course of these last 10 games and do deserve a lot of credit for that, and not dropping anything, because that's what happened pretty consistently, not just this year and throughout the year, but in previous years, where you get to this late point in the season and they weren't taking care of business in some of these middling games, these tanking games. They've found a way and they've done their work.
So what you want, well, let's talk about that real quick. I will just kind of comment that if a team has a weak schedule in December and January and tears through them, everyone's like, oh man, how great are they? And it's only this time of year that we start to be like, well, they didn't really play anybody.
Yeah.
And like, I'm the king of March basketball. It doesn't matter. I'm the king of that. Like, I invented March basketball. It doesn't matter. And I don't necessarily think that to me, this stuff that they've shown isn't about they needed to prove it to me. I just needed to be like, can they still do this? And they're like, yeah, we can still do this. I'm like, okay, cool. That's all I needed.
Yeah.
That's it. Like the wins versus the Spurs and the Rockets were all I really needed to see. And they've hung with the Thunder. It's gonna be tough. Like beating the Thunder is gonna be tough. That's how that goes. So this gets tricky now with where they're at. Okay. You obviously want to start resting, but the Thunder have locked the 1 as of tonight. They're secured in the 1 seed. Presumably, they'll set everybody on Friday. SGA doesn't need it for the 65. They'll probably sit J-Dub, Shea, Chet, iHeart, Caruso. Kaysen might play. Kaysen sometimes does play. They don't sit Kaysen all the time.
Yeah.
AJ Mitchell will probably play. That's still it's still a really good team, guys. It's still Jalen Williams and Kenrich Williams, and AJ Mitchell and Jared McCain. Dort will sit. Like, they'll still defend. They'll still play up tempo. They'll still hit shots. It's going to be a tough game, even if the Nuggets play everybody.
Almost no matter what, though, those guys won't close. They still know how important those guys are. You're still finishing that game with guys like Brooks Barnhizer and some of their end of bench guys, rather than your main core that could actually impact the Nuggets series.
So you are now, with where we're positioned now, with the Wolves being locked, you are rooting against the Rockets. So you want to root for Sixers tomorrow. You're rooting for Warriors tomorrow, because if Warriors beat Lakers, Sixers beat Rockets, Nuggets win Friday, and they're locked. If Nuggets lose Friday, they can still lock the 3 with a loss by the Lakers to the Suns on Friday. But they will also then need the loss by the Rockets to the Timberwolves on Friday. And Minnesota's not going to play anybody because Minnesota's got no longer anything to play for.
Nor will the Suns have anything to play for in that Lakers game, since they are locked into the 7.
Right. So what I am kind of saying is you're going to have to win the Friday game. And it's not going to be easy.
Not going to be easy. And look, we're in uncharted territory now, Matt. They've never won 10 games in a row. Who knows? They could lose it on Friday. They could lose it on Sunday. We don't know what it's going to ultimately look like. But the other thing that factors in is, if, let's say, Friday doesn't go well. Let's say they lose and it's pretty ugly. How does that affect Sunday? How does that affect Sunday against a Spurs team that probably stashes Victor Wembanyama in the corner for 20 minutes in that game?
Maybe. But let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
If it's Sunday, if the Nuggets lose to the Thunder on Friday, let's say the Thunder decide to go, F you, we're playing everybody. Like, we don't care. We want you in our bracket. Screw you.
Yeah.
Okay. They play everybody on Friday and win. Then it's Sunday. And the Spurs are sitting there and going like, wait a minute. If we win this game, they can't get the 3 and we won't have to deal with Jokic. Huh.
Jokic or Shea until the conference finals.
Yep. You get Denver and OKC out of your bracket if you're San Antonio. And you make OKC go through Denver. I think San Antonio rest everybody because San Antonio just could be like, don't care. It's not worth it. We're not playing anybody. They're banged up anyway.
This may not be the year for them to do that.
Right.
But like, I mean, how many more opportunities do you get like this? That's the thing, is like that you just assume that it's going to keep getting better. And it probably will for San Antonio because they've got so much young talent and so many like capable players that can continue to grow. You just never know.
Are you gonna be mad if the Thunder play if the injury report comes out tomorrow and Thunder are like, yep, everybody's good to go?
I don't care. It's good theater. This is a good opportunity. It's a good test for Denver to see how much they care about continuing their win streak.
So what they can also do is they can play for a first half. This is what I would do if I was OKC.
Yeah,
play him for a first half and play balls to the wall and tell the guys, hey, I just need 24 minutes from you.
Yeah.
Get a 15-point lead and then sit everybody.
Yeah. It would be very psychological.
Yes.
That would be. And then the Nuggets win, but like.
Yeah, but then
you don't feel
you're
good
like,
about it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why they should do it.
It's probably the one.
Like Chemistry says, Matt, didn't you say OKC doesn't want to see Denver? That's what I believe. I will tell you that is an informed opinion that they do not want to see. They are very happy to have Denver in the other, which is why I think again they will rest everybody and be like, yeah, you guys can go ahead and.
But I mean, it could just be as simple as Shea and the Thunder want to make a statement, and they come together as the players.
I keep saying this, man. They were down at halftime to the Memphis Grizzlies with Cedric Coward and someone named A Ball. Like,
they're not, I don't know what OKC's thinking they're going to prove to anybody if they beat the Nuggets at halftime. Everybody beats the Nuggets at halftime these days. So.
Yeah, but I do think that it's possible that OKC sits everybody and wins that game anyway.
Yeah.
I think it sucks the way that this has worked out, in that it would be really great if the timing was such that they could lock it tomorrow and just be like, okay, we're done.
Yeah.
We're not playing anybody on Friday. We're not playing anybody on Sunday. Because there's a lot of people there like don't play AG in the OKC game. But guys, like, they may need it to stay out of the Thunder bracket. AG's gonna play.
Yeah, nobody's sitting. I have never once thought over the course of this 10-game this streak that nobody is going to sit. Everybody wants to ride this out and see where they can go. And if there's a specific moment, a specific opportunity where it makes more sense than others, then great. But that's not the Thunder game. That's the Thunder game. They're still playing for something. So we will see what it comes down to. But I think that's it for me, man.
Yes, we can get out.
Woo! Just kidding. Okay. Folks, we've got some more content that's coming up on Thursday and Friday. I know I'm going to be recording an everydayer episode, an everydayer Q&A on Thursday nights like I have done for each of the past few weeks. It's been really good. Get questions. Make sure to sign up for the Everydayer Club, lockedonnuggets.supercast.com. As for the main shows, we'll probably do a Thursday episode, probably do a Friday episode, and then a Friday night reaction to whatever happens in that OKC game. There are layers that we can get into. But it's going to be a lot of fun. So he is Matt Moore. I'm Ryan Blackburn. Thank you so much for tuning into tonight's show. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button on the way out. Talk to you guys very soon.